Flosstube number 26. It is another 3 weeks ago when I finished my last Flosstube. It is now a Sunday morning, so I'm a bit late. Normally I film, at the latest I film on a Saturday. But yesterday my mum and I went to a cross-stitch fair, so I'll tell you all about that. So I didn't have any time to film anything. So I thought this morning, it's 9 o'clock, it's quiet, it's a lovely cold morning, and I thought I will film a Flosstube because I have plenty to share with you. So my name is Hanneke if you're new here, and I do a lot of cross stitching, and I use this channel to share that with you, and you are very welcome to be here. For those of you who do return, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And it's lovely to see you all back in my comments, and it really feels, I mean, it's been over a year now, so it feels like we're getting to know each other a little bit. I have today I have a winner from the last giveaway, and I will do another giveaway at some point during the video. I have new starts and finishes. I have new starts. I have progress on quite a few pieces. And then, as I said, my mum and I went to a fair, so I have a bit of shopping. And then I have another second-hand find that I wanted to share with you. So I have, it's it'll be a lovely Flosstube. And we'll start with a cup. Those of you who've watched this before know that I collect Royal Albert cups. And I found this one recently on one of our second-hand online selling points. And this is part of a series. This is the Sheraton series. And I now have it complete. So every cup and saucer has the same drawing on it, but it's always with different color roses. So this is the pink one, and then I also have a blue and a teal and a yellow. I think a purple and a brownish one. And this is the pink one, so perfect. Absolutely perfect. And this is the cup. It's in good condition. It's not in perfect condition, but I'm okay with that. I think it's very pretty. So that's what I will be drinking my tea out of today. So let's get myself a cup, and then we will get started on all the stitching. I decided it was time for Christmassy stitching. So you will see it's sort of a mix of a lot of autumny feel pieces and Christmas pieces. I love this time of year. I love autumn and I love Christmas. I love how the lights are getting up, and when you go to the shops, it has all this Christmas stuff laid out. So I've already decorated. You can see one of my Christmas trees right here, and then I have another one over there. I have some lights on the what's this called? Not a cupboard. Anyway, it's on top of there as well. And then this afternoon I might go and find something with, I think it's sort of a metal tree, and you can hang decorations on it, and I thought it would be great for cross stitch smalls. So I might go and get that this afternoon. We'll see. So, but yeah, I love Christmas and I love decorating in these colors. I have quite a lot more red in my house at the moment, which I enjoy. It does clash a bit with the pink here and there, but it is what it is. Right, there's my first finish. I showed you an almost finish last time, and I have now fully finished it. It is from Pigeon Coop. We all know the book. It's been shown everywhere, basically. And this is Boreal Bounty. And I actually have this hanging on one of the stands that I have at the moment, because I think it is very suitable for Christmas just as much, because of those pine trees. It looks like Christmas trees. So you could almost just put a red ribbon on it and it'll be Christmas. So I'm seeing it as a Christmassy finish. I use these hoops a lot. I really like them. I don't really do much on the finishing because I might want to take it out at some point. So there's just a little bit of, I keep forgetting the name for this and people keep sharing it with me and then I forget again. But it's just to protect the stitches and you iron it on. And then, and this is the front. Sometimes when I really like a piece, I might make an inside for it as well and put a bit of fabric on it. But for this one, I haven't yet anyway. But I do love this piece and it has beautiful depth and with all the sort of line structure on it. I think it's very, very pretty. And this is only a few colors. So yeah, I think his name is Max. I think it's a great designer, absolutely great designer. And it's very unique, a very unique style. Whenever you see a pigeon coop piece on Etsy, you just know it's pigeon coop. It's that distinct. Yeah, very lovely. This is stitched, I think, on a 16 count Ada white. So very basic. And I like that about his stitching as well, because I think in the book he has stitched all his pieces as an example on an Ada. And I like that. So that's my first fully finish, and this is now on my wall. Then I decided I was in the mood for Christmassy stitching, and I wanted to make a few decorations. So I found some little ones, and this is a freebie. This is from, I think, Fleur de Lys or something. And I checked everywhere, and I think it's a freebie. And if it's not, then please just point me to the pattern. But I think this was a freebie. So I have stitched this little one, which is very cute. Now these little frames are about $2.50 or something, so they're very cheap. With this one, I have made a back. I just put some paper on it. I just glued it on, basically. And it has a little ribbon on it. Well, string. It's not ribbon, it's string. And I think that is just a cute little pattern. It's a quick one. It's very, very Christmassy. And I saw it and I thought I'd love to make that. There's also snow. You could put some snow on it as well. I decided not to do that. I think it's cute like this. Yeah. And I stitched it on 20 count natural Ada. So it's a linen look Ada. And I stitched it with one strand of DMC. So this is quite small stitching, but I love stitching on with one strand on 20 count. I love that. So yeah, I was happy to do that with this little small one. And then it turns out as a lovely Christmas decoration. And these are the things I would like to get that metal Christmas tree thing for, because I can put these in there. They're so cute. So cute. So that's the first one. Then I bought some Renato Perolin patterns from her, and they were shipped my way, and I have stitched a few of those. And one of them I can't even show you because I gave that to my mum yesterday and my dad, so they can put it up for their Christmas decorations. So one of them I can't show you, but this is one of them. It's a lovely little Christmassy scene. I think she takes inspiration from the Italian countryside, and I think it's lovely and very simple and basic. And the color of fabric is again a 20 count. I don't know what the color is, but it's lovely, natural and dark. I love this color. Stitched with one strand of DMC. And I'm using most of the called for in this one, but I have swapped a few out. I think the greens are not called for because, It's just a few stitches really. And again, I put a thing on the back and a little string. Very, very cute. Very Christmassy. Yeah, I love it. And then I made another one from Renato Perelin. And they all have names, but I don't remember the names. I'm sorry about that. I love this one. Love it. I might make a few more of this one. I think it's so cute. Again, 20 count Aida, 1 strand of floss. And it's just so simple and yet so lovely. The little trees on this one and on the other one are backstitch. So that's not full cross. But the rest of it is full cross. And again, with the back and the string. So it looks very, very cute, I think. Doesn't want to just hang down, does it? Very, very cute. A quick, relatively quick stitch. I think this will take me about 6 hours in total, so 2 good sessions, and then you'll have it stitched up. So it does take a long time. It gives you such a lovely little results. I might, if I can make enough of these, I might give them away to my colleagues the last day before we have our Christmas break as a Christmas, instead of a Christmas card. But it does mean I have to make quite a few, and I do find it difficult because I don't want anyone to think, oh, why did she get one of those and I didn't? So, and I know a lot of people in my workplace. I'm a project manager, so I have to deal with a lot of departments and people, so I know a lot of them. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But yeah, if I can make quite a few of these, I might hand them to some of my closest colleagues. Yeah, it's very cute. So those are fully finished. So that's quite good, really. Then I was gifted by Terry from Australia. She gifted me a lot, and I've shown that in my last video. Anyway, she also, part of that was the pears that she sent my way, and I will put it on the screen because I have forgotten where I put it. So I think it's in this cupboard, but I'm not entirely sure. But I will put it on the screen, and it's 3 pairs that you can stitch. And I stitched 2 of them. I didn't stitch the alphabet one because I'm not a fanatic alphabet stitcher. I'm just gonna see how you can see that through it. I still don't have my, what's it called? Oh, I'll use this. It's relatively white. So those are the ones I have stitched. And I stitched this on a thrifted 18 count Aida. I thought it was 20 count last time, but I did check. It's sort of in between 20 and 18 count. And I've used 1 strand of fancy floss, and I think this is called Fireplace. And if you're interested in this floss, then just leave me a comment and I will find it for you and let you know which one it is. I loved it. Loved this floss. It was such a lovely color scheme really to work with. And these have turned out so cute. I have made a few changes in this one because I felt there were a few stitches missing here and there. And I decided to add them. So it's become a little bit more straight and symmetrical, which is my thing. I have no idea how to finish these. They are slightly bigger than the example in the pattern, so the shape, the pear shape that she's put in the pattern is slightly too small for this one. But then and I think it's Helen D who makes those little Christmas tree shapes. And I thought, especially this one, the one here, might be perfect for one of those shapes. But yeah, I'll figure it out. And I'm not worried. Yeah, love it. Loved it. So thank you again, Terry. This was a perfect pattern for me. And great fun to stitch. This one has a bit of back stitching. It gives such a lovely lovely outlook. Very, very sweet. So that's what I stitched. I don't know if you can hear the church bells. They will be going for a long time. So usually when it's sort of outside, the sound doesn't come back onto the computer. So I am trusting the process, and I hope you won't hear it. So yeah. Love this one. Again, Terry, very, very kind. And I am thrilled with this outcome. I might even stitch these again in different colors. It was just such a joyful stitch. So that's a finish. Not yet a fully finished, but we'll get there at some point, I have no doubt. Then I have quite a lot of new starts, I'll be honest. And I love it, so I'm not apologizing. And we'll get it all done before Christmas. We used to say that on the ward a lot when I worked in the UK as a nurse, and it was way too busy. And we'd say to each other, it'll all be done by Christmas. So same with all this. This is a freebie that I had a lot of train journeying to get through in the past 2 days, because I went to Groningen to go to that fair with my mum. So I had to sit in a train, I think for about 10, 11 hours in total. So I had a lot of stitchy time, and I love that. I don't mind train journeying as much because I can stitch. And but this was I think on the morning when I was about to leave, I thought I would love to have a small piece that I can stitch, and I want to try a 20 count on the train. So I found this little freebie, and I think it is the workplace or something. I think it is no longer active. And all I could find is that this was a freebie. Again, if it is not, then I should have bought the pattern. Just point it out to me and I will. But I thought this was a freebie that they gave out. And I loved the colors. I thought the colors were stunning. And I saw someone who'd finished it into this lovely little tin box. So she put it on the lid. And I thought, oh, that's lovely. So I am stitching this and am enjoying it. This is not very pretty, is it? Because it has this on there. Oh, I should have thought about this before I started this video. Hey ho. Let's write this small one anyway. Isn't that cute? I've made a few mistakes. This is 20 count on a train, so I'm okay with it. But I've had to fudge a little bit. I decided not to take it out because it's only small. But I fudged it. I think it's over here somewhere where I missed a stitch in a row, and I had to make it work. I love the colors. The darkest blue, purplish blue is not yet in there. I'll probably finish this today or tomorrow. It's not a big one at all, but it is a lovely little stitch. And you know, it's so kind when people put out freebies. I was quite tired over the past weeks, and I was busy at work. A few changes happened, which was good. But it did mean that my mind struggled a bit with the larger pieces because it's so much. So I was looking for a few smaller pieces to stitch on. So I think that's also why I have new starts and the Christmas finishes, because for some reason my brain was asking for smaller pieces that I could oversee quite easily. So yeah, I just decided to go with the flow. and stitch what I wanted. And this was a lovely little stitch to do a little bit on the train. And again, this is 20 count, 1 strand of floss. So it is quite small. Then yesterday, my mum and I went to the fair in Groningen, which is the Handwerkbeurs in Martini Plaza. And I think yesterday was the last day, so it is now done. Anyway, we went there and it was absolutely lovely. We had a blast. My mum does stitching and crochet. She's also good at knitting, but she doesn't do that anymore. The only thing we don't do is quilting. And that was also quite a lot of quilting. So we have been in awe of all those beautiful quilts. But neither of us can do it. So we've just enjoyed that. And then we went and bought quite a lot of stitching stuff. So my mum has bought some kits, some magic needle kits for Christmas and some Jardin Privé patterns. And I have also bought a few things. And this is one of those things. And I bought this from het Gaerenhuysje, which is in Belgium, and I've been there before. But sorry, I'm showing the pattern. They were also on the fair with a little market stand, basically. So this is the pattern by Marjorie Massey. And I thought this was just so sweet. And they had a finished piece displayed. And we walked over there and I immediately said to my mum, oh, I love that. And she did too, and I decided to buy it. So I have already started this one with the L, obviously, because I always start in that corner. But I've used this border rather than this border. I don't know why, I just preferred the substitute border there. And I went for it, because why not? I am stitching it with the Gentle Art floss, Schoolhouse Red. Now you all know, I've said a million times, red is not my favorite color, but I am moving more and more to red. I don't know why. I bought a scarf yesterday, the most beautiful handmade scarf. And it has red and orange and yellow, and it is so warm and beautiful. Anyway, so I'm loving red more and more. So I decided to go with this beautiful Schoolhouse Red. And for those of you who don't know what this looks like, this is what it looks like. Just a stunning deep red. And then I thought I was going to stitch it on 20 count, but then because this red is so pretty, I just wanted it to be, I wanted the stitches to be lying a little bit thicker on the fabric, if you know what I mean. And I thought I'm going to do an 18 count ivory, and I'm going to use 2 strands of floss to stitch it. And that means I have to get a few more of those skeins of floss, but that's okay. So this is what I've done last night. Yes, my mum sent me a picture saying, oh, I've started one. And I thought, I can't stay behind, can I? So I've also started one. And I loved it, loved it. So this is 2 strands of floss. And it is sort of lying on it. I can't show you. You're all stitches. You know what I mean. You can sort of feel it as a relief. Is that an English word as well? You can feel it lying on top of it. I just love it. And I will probably make this into a lovely pillow. Maybe with a band of fabric, so it becomes a proper 40 by 40 pillow for the couch. 40 centimeters, that is. So yeah, love this one. I think it's a lovely pattern. I was happy to find it. So that's my new start from yesterday. And that floss is stunning, absolutely stunning. Then I decided to make another one from the Pigeon Coop book. And as I said last time, because I went to the house in the woods where there was a woodpecker, I decided to stitch the woodpecker. And the book is right over there, so I can't grab it. So I will put in a picture if I have one. But most of you will have the book anyway, because everyone is buying it. It's a great book. It's well designed. It's again, all the examples are with DMC and Ada. I just love it. So this is my progress on the woodpecker. I did quite a lot in the train. And I think this is, again, a stunning designed piece. I think there's no leaf over here, so I might consider to mirror that one over here, or make it a little bit smaller, or make this one over there, because it feels like a bit of an empty spot there. We'll see. Yeah, and the woodpecker is obviously coming to life. It's again all the lines and the sort of, it's not necessarily symmetry, but it's very linear, and I'm loving it. Loving it. I'm stitching it on light blue rather than the green that's in the book. And that's because I didn't have the green and I wanted to start it. And then I saw this lovely light blue that I think I purchased recently as well when I was visiting that little house in the woods. So I thought that's perfect. It's the perfect color for this. And I think it is an 18 count. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Lovely piece. Lovely to stitch on. Nice colors. And the bird is properly coming out. It has quite bright red over here. Maybe I want to tone that down a little bit to a softer red, maybe a red pinkish color. We'll see. I think it's absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. So yes, happy to stitch that one and have started that one. Then, and a lot of you will be happy to hear this, I have a sewing box that I am sort of renovating. Sorry, it's quite full. I have so much stuff in here and it sort of adds up. Go to the pens. Take that out. So this is the little box, and I have done one rose, and this is from the Rose Band Sampler that is on Etsy in PDF and in pattern. I'm not entirely sure who the designer is. As always, I put everything in the description box. You can also leave me a comment and I will respond to it. I love this one. So it's currently half finished, and it's been half finished for a while now. Because I haven't started the other side yet. That was because I wasn't sure. For the longest time I wasn't sure, and then I thought I'm gonna do the other part of the pattern, which is sort of a couple of bands. It's a band sampler, so the bands are on the other side, and I kept putting it off, and then I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago I thought, why am I not stitching it? Why am I not starting it? I want to finish this box because I love it. I'm using it every day. So why am I not starting it? And then I thought, I think it's the bands, and all I want to do is stitch another pair of roses. So I have decided not to go with the bands on the other side, but stitch the roses, because I love these roses. I think they're so pretty. So on the other side, there will be basically a similar one as this one. I will put it on the other side. So there will be a darker rose on this side and a lighter rose on this side. So yeah. So I started that, and I've already done quite a bit. This is on 20 count natural Ada. So it's a linen look Ada. and I stitch with one strand of floss, which is mostly DMC. One of them is a gentle art, and I am using that gentle art. It's the darkest green is gentle art. And as you can see, I am moving along nicely. Yeah, I love this pattern. It's such fun to stitch, and I also can't wait. I hope to finish the box before Christmas. That's sort of the aim, to get the box done this calendar year. So I have a bit of stitching to go, but this goes quite quickly. It is quite easy stitching. It's a nice pattern to work with. So yeah, I love it. Love it, love it. Very, very pretty. Very, very pretty colors as well. They're so lovely to work with. So yes, I am working on the other half of my cross-stitching box. And that brings me to my news, because I have news. I think it was 2 floss tubes ago where I shared a visit to the Fraeylemaborg in Groningen. And I had asked them if I could make a reproduction pattern of the sofa that I saw there in one of the beautiful rooms that they have displayed there. And I fell in love with that sofa, and I had sent them an email and said, can I make a reproduction pattern? Or is there already a pattern that I could stitch? Because I would like to stitch at least part of that sofa. And they came back to me. It took a while. They were very busy with something going on there. So it took a while, but when they came back, they said there is no pattern. We know that much. And I was very welcome to make a reproduction of that pattern. And they were very happy for me to do that. So I was over the moon. I thought this is fantastic, and this will be a perfect Christmas holiday project. So I will work on that at the end of this year and make a reproduction of it. And then I will also stitch it. So I think making the reproduction itself shouldn't be that difficult because the pictures are quite clear. I have to find the right floss. I've decided to stitch it on Ivory Ada 20 count, and I am going to use DMC. So I have to find the right flosses. I have a DMC shop about 10-minute walk away, so I will figure that out, and then I will stitch it as well. And then I will probably either sell the pattern or discuss with the Fraeylemaborg how we can make it available for the public. And I'm just checking my email because she did tell me who had stitched it. And this was stitched by the lady of the estate from 1816 until 1847. So somewhere in between that time period, 1816 and 1847, this has been stitched by Louisa Hora Siccama-de Sandra Veldman. Now that's a very long name, and it's very suitable for a lady of an estate like that. But yes, she has stitched it, and she stitched also 2 little stools that were there. And maybe if I enjoy making a reproduction pattern like this, I might want to make one of those stools as well. But we'll see. For now, I'm making part of the couch. I'm making the armrest on the right side of the couch. If you're sitting on it, it's the right side. And I can't wait. I can't wait to pick the colors and to just make it work. So I look forward to that, and I will obviously share my experiences and my journey on that with you. And I think the best part is that something that this lady has made can be enjoyed by a lot more people in the future. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that, and I think it's lovely. So that's a bit of my news. Right, I still have some pieces to show you because I've made progress on quite a few of my bigger pieces. And I have a giveaway. Let's do the giveaway first. And that's this one. This is a thrifted pattern by Thea Gouverneur. The pattern is Bambino. It's very suitable for this time of year. It has some winter, some autumn. It's very, very cute. It has quite a lot of backstitch, which is why I wouldn't necessarily stitch it. And this is going to Sif Berge 8835. Now I am saying that wrong. I'm putting it on the screen. Congratulations. This will be sent your way as long as you can contact me via my email, which is in the description box, and let me know that you've won this and give me your pattern, sorry, not your pattern, your address, and I will send the pattern your way. So again, that is Siv, S-I-V, Berge, B-E-R-G-E, 8835. So congratulations and thank you very much for watching. That goes for all of you, by the way, whether you entered the giveaway or not. Thank you very much for just watching, taking part. So yeah, this is for you. I don't know what your name is, so this is for you. Right, progress. I started a piece when I was in the woods, the house in the woods, and I wanted to stitch autumny stuff, so I stitched quite a bit of the leaves on this one. This is by SproutingLupine, I think it's called, on Etsy, and they have quite a lot of interesting patterns, nature related. And this one is autumn, obviously. They have another one which is more either summer or Christmassy. It's very green, a lot of green colors, which I also really like. So who knows? But for now, I'm stitching this one, and it's lovely. It has very bright orange and pink. Sorry, orange and yellow. No pink. That would be weird. And black, obviously, for the tree or the branches of the tree. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's so easy to stitch just 2 leaves before I go to sleep, and then put it away again. It's a lovely little pattern. I'm obviously past halfway, and yeah, it's stitched on, I think 16 counts, and I think this is platinum. And I picked platinum because it looked very much like the picture, and I really like the picture of the pattern, so I thought I really want it like that. So here we are. Love it. Love it, love it. It's symmetrical again. It does mean you're stitching the same thing 4 times. So, that's just how it is. If that's not your thing, I do understand that. Now, but with this one, I don't know, it's probably because it's all these little leaves. I don't mind stitching the same thing again. I just don't mind. I wasn't sure at first about the very bright orange and the very bright yellow, but together with the darker orangey colors, it just comes together really, really autumnly. And that's the point of this pattern. It's very nice. So there we are. That's progress on that one. Moving along quite quickly, really, on that one. I did a little bit of work as well on my, well, I say a little bit, it's probably about 500 stitches on Nikki Patton. I'm doing one of her landscapes. I've already finished one of them, given that to my sister. This one is going to be for me. And this is where I am. So I've done quite a lot on the water, on a little bit on the waterfall. And this is the first pattern of Nikki that I find challenging, where I really find that I have to focus. It's more confetti than I'm used to with her patterns, and it's not a problem. The result is stunning, but it does take a bit more of my concentration. It's still a pattern that goes quickly, so before you know it, you've done 300 stitches, so it does go quickly. And I'm stitching this on a 16 count Aida white. And lovely colours, quite a lot of black, which is not my favorite, but it just brings in the depth of this piece, so I'm quite happy stitching. And obviously the depth is not great yet because it has to come over here with then the mountains and the sky, so it all comes together at some point. But yeah, it's absolutely lovely stitching. It's 100 by 100, so it's, not that big. Very nice. And I have taken pieces by Nikki in the train before, but because this one takes me a bit more focus, I decided not to bring this one on the train with me. Let me just hydrate for a second. Right. Abaresque by Jan Hicks. I enjoy this piece a lot. I find it just a very relaxing and meditative piece to stitch. I stitch it on a 20 count Aida. I don't know the color, some sort of beige. And I have stitched the top row and quite a few of these. I think the last 3 or 4 of those. It doesn't take long to stitch it. It is also quite a quick one. I stitch it with 8/16, I think. It's lovely color. And it's just a fun stitch. It's just a fun stitch. Like the alphabet, I'm not an alphabet stitcher, but I do like this alphabet. There are some choices I wonder about. Like I find the S and the X different in style than the W and the V. But it all works together nicely. Love it. Love it. I love grabbing this one on a day where I'm tired, but I still want to stitch something pretty. And I love to grab this one. I'm still not decided what to do on the round thing in the corner. At the moment, I think I'm going to stitch it and then bring the borders out all the way to the side so that the piece becomes a rectangle rather than a rectangle with a round at the side. So I think I will bring the borders over and sort of add a few borders on the side. But we'll get there when we get there. There is no rush, is there? And I have to say, this is already going quite quickly. I'm just going to pause for a second and I'll be right back. Me again. Let's continue with all my progress. I found this piece, well, I found this piece a few weeks ago when I was washing my landmarks. And I haven't stitched on my landmarks, by the way, which is the first time since I started my landmarks that I haven't got any progress on it. I decided to focus on a bit of seasonal stitching, and I'll come back to the landmarks, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'd washed that one, and this piece I'm going to show you now is Wintergarden by Jackie Beau, and it had a stain on it, and I think that was one of the main reasons why I didn't grab it. And it had been lying there for months and months because I kept thinking, oh no, I'm not sure I want to stitch on a piece of fabric that's dirty. Anyway, I washed it too because I thought, I'm not going to stitch it like this, obviously, because I haven't for months. what will happen if I wash it. And the stain is almost gone. It's gone enough for me to enjoy this piece again and stitch on it. So I have stitched quite a bit. And I have stitched a little bit of snow down here. I have stitched quite a part of the watering can, of the handle of the watering can, and I have stitched the bird. So this has been tremendous joy. It has a drawing outlook. I think he makes art, sketches art, and puts that into cross stitch. But this is stunning, isn't it? There's hardly any confetti, so it is easier stitching than a Marjorie Massey, for instance, or a magic needle. It's quite blocky, but it still has a lovely effect. The main issue I have with this is that the pattern doesn't fit into Pattern Keeper. That's because the pattern has everything that's not stitched has his name sort of written in the squares, and it messes up Pattern Keeper completely. So yeah, and I have to read it just from the PDF, and I don't really like that, especially on the breaks of the pages. But these were fine. Isn't that lovely? It's stitched on a 18 count, 2 strands of floss. And it's some sort of grey. I think it's pewter grey. Absolutely lovely. Very wintry scene. So I look forward to stitching on this a bit more this season. It's just lovely. So I'm happy I could revive that one and stitch a bit more on it, because I do like the setting and the scene of it. Then I move to Petit carre. Petit carre is moving towards a finish. I am 9 squares and a little bit of the border away from a finish, and I think it's stunning. I have filled in quite a bit of that border and have only a few motifs to go there, and then I have those 9 squares to do. And I've done these 3 squares and this, and I think this is beautiful. This morning I got a message from Rachel, and she picked colors for Petit carre, and she picked stunning colors. I think she had a grey fabric, and then lovely blues, sort of icy blues. It was beautiful, and I thought, oh, that would be so different from this, but so pretty. So yeah, my mum and I kept saying to each other yesterday, aren't there so many creative people in the world? And isn't it fun to celebrate that? So yeah, I've changed the colors too to the original pattern, which is obviously red and blue. And I've gone with this palette, and I'm very happy I did. Happy with the color palette. And yeah, moving towards a finish on this one. Slowly but surely. But given the things that I do normally on it, it'll probably be another 3 months before I finish it, because I do about 3 squares each time we see each other. So it'll be another 3 months. So I don't think it'll be finished before Christmas. It'll probably be early next year, which is fine. There is no rush. It's very pretty. I want to show a close-up, but it's a bit weird to show a close-up with a lot of white, so it's an 18 count. This is DMC 18 count, which is my favorite. I love DMC fabrics. Well, Ada, that is. I don't stitch on anything else. Then my gnomes, my Christmas gnomes. I thought, if I'm going to do Christmas stitching, it has to be, at least some of it has to be the Christmas gnomes. And I saw it hanging somewhere yesterday, finished. And when I looked at that, I realized that I did make quite a bit of the color changes because mine looks a lot brighter than the pattern itself. And I like that. And I think the main difference is my yellow. I picked quite a bright yellow um, rather than the slightly more subdued yellow that they choose. And this is, I had the Christmas tree stitched earlier, so I stitched everything else that you see. Love it. I love these. It's from Jardin Privé. I saw they brought out one of those tiers, which is very popular, with the gnomes and then sort of a Noel theme, uh, which is also very cute. But I love this one with the gnomes not on a tier. I don't think I haven't stitched a tier anywhere. I'm not sure I ever would. Love, love. It's an 18 count, some sort of beige. And I have substituted colors. If you're interested in my colors, again, feel free to just leave a comment and I will find them for you and answer the comment with the colors. Or send me an email. That's just as easy. So cute, so cute. This one as well. It's just so cute. Yeah, I love it. Love it. So this is a lovely Christmas stitch. It is going quite quickly. I think I'm currently at 23% in Pattern Keeper. So yeah, it is going quite quickly. And it's easy stitching. It's blocky. So it's easy stitching, but it does have a lovely effect. And it's lovely and Christmassy. And I don't know what to do with it when it's finished. It's slightly too big for a pillow maybe. But we'll see. Doesn't matter. It's just cute. So I like I've stitched the Olympic gnomes, love that. And I've also bought the regular Land of Gnomes. So I'll probably do that one at some point as well. And then I stitched a lot on my Moonlit Garden. It's been quite a while since I stitched on Moonlit Garden. And I grabbed it and I thought, oh, this is such a stunning piece. I was hoping to get more of the white Swadelgé, but the lady was sold out. So I've ordered this morning with the Handwerk Boutique. And this is where I am at the moment. So I've stitched and finished the upper row, so the 5th row with the roses. And that means I am now ready to do the middle row. And then on top of the middle row, everything you see here will be stitched again, but then mirrored. And this is stunning. I hope you can see something because I am just staring at the back of the piece now. This is an 18 count Ada in a color I have no idea, didn't say. It's some sort of jeans blue. And I stitched, like I said, with Swadelgé 4098, I think, or 96. It's the whitest white. I think it's 98. And I just love it. I think it's stunning. Coverage is good. And I look forward to stitch the middle row and get past 50% because that's what that does. So yeah, I look forward to doing that. The middle row is big. I think it's as big as the lowest border, but it is not as stitch heavy. So it has a bit more, a bit less stitching in it. And more fabric showing basically, which the pattern really is stitched the other way. So it is, the example is the white is the fabric and you stitch the negative space in blue. So I'm doing it the other way around. So I don't really know why I went for that. I just liked this fabric. I thought it was perfect for this piece. And I thought this would give a very like lacy look, and I like that. I like to have at least one lacy look pattern in my whips. So this is the one I went for, and I'm very happy I did. I think it's, yeah, stunning and so tasteful, but it is a lot of stitching. Don't be fooled, it is a lot of stitching. Yeah, it's a labor of love. Very, very pretty. So Kathy, I know that you watch sometimes. Thanks again for this stunning pattern. And let's move to the middle row. I will show you my giveaway, which is very similar color to the fabric I just shown. This is a piece of fabric that I found in a second-hand shop, but it is completely packaged still. It is closed, and it is a Zweigart Belfast linen, misty blue, 32 count, 50 by 45 centimeters, and it is from the Stitch Company. So if you are interested in a misty blue Belfast linen, you can put a word in the comments. Let's put the word misty. So if you're interested in this one, you are most welcome to it. Let's put the word misty in the comments, and I will draw as I always do, and then I will announce a winner. Do not use words as a giveaway or winning or anything like that. Just put in the word misty, and I know that you are interested in receiving this. Completely packaged, but it was from a second-hand shop, so it's not new. I don't know how long this has been in the package, so I don't know if there's sort of folding lines in it, but yeah. Even so, if you're interested in this, feel free. If you're interested in Mirabilia patterns, I've recently sold another one. I have a few out of print ones that I try to post there. I keep an eye out continuously, and I here and there see others. I saw one 3 days ago that was gone before I could get to it, fortunately. But I did post Ada the Garden Fairy, and the Summer Queen is also still there. So if you're interested in those, they are in my Etsy shop. And I think both of those are out of print. Right. Let's move to the things I have purchased, and I'll start with some of the second-hand stuff that I purchased. The first thing I did was this full box of colors. It's all DMC, and I think it was about 50 euros, less than that, 42. It's completely bobbinated. It has numbers on there. I do think it is all from leftovers from kits, because some of it is already cut, and so I think this is someone who is old kits, same way I do, but then puts them into these lovely boxes, and it gives me just a few more colors to choose from. I have quite a lot of floss at the moment, but I like that because it means I can just pick my colors and substitute them if I want. Now, the next thing I found, I think is absolutely lovely. I saw it only for 10 euros, so it wasn't expensive at all. But it is a wooden box for bobbins, basically, wooden bobbins for floss. And it's completely painted. So this is the box. and it is painted in a lovely green, which completely suits my vibe. And I'm sure it is hand painted, completely all the way around, hand painted. And this is the back. So the back is very basic, but this is stunning. And then it has all these bobbins. And as you can see, part of it is gone. That's because I'm using these wooden bobbins for all my fancy flosses. Now I have more fancy floss than I can fit in this box. So that's a good reason to keep my eye out and find another one. But for now, I'm trying to put as many as I can on these bobbins. So all the beautiful dinky dies that Terry gifted me, one of which I'm using, no idea what for, but apparently I'm using one. And all of this is my week's dye works that I use for my Moon Deer that I haven't stitched on this time, and the one I am stitching on with the gift from Marlene, with beautiful, beautiful flosses that I haven't stitched on either. Because that one is quite summery in its feel, so more spring summer feel to it. So it might be a while. Isn't that lovely? I'm still wondering which one was here. No idea. And this is the fireplace floss that I used for the pears that I stitched. So that was a cottage garden thread fireplace. So this is how I store my fancy flosses, and I am just in love with this box. I think it's so pretty. And again, so beautifully handmade, hand painted, all the way around. So yeah, I am very pleased. Oh, the top is also painted. All of it is hand painted. And it suits me, it suits my room. So I just have this on my on one of the cupboards or area where I just store things, put my cross stitching up, things like that. I just have this displayed there because I think it's so pretty. And it's just, I know there are some shops which sell newer made wooden boxes, and this was sold to me as vintage. I don't know if it is vintage. I don't know how to check that. I don't care really if it's not old. I just think it's very pretty. So yeah, I bought that one. Very, very happy. Then I got some Stitchy Kindness. I was sent this by a fellow Dutch person who said, I have something and I think you might like it. And that's because I always show you my cups of tea. And so she said, I'll send this to you. And something tells me, because I got an email yesterday from someone else who said, I have sent you a gift, and please find attached a picture of something I have done with one of the things that's in the gift. And it might be the same one. I am not sure. I haven't received the gift yet. It is on its way to me. I'll probably get it in the next few days. Thank you very much again for sending me something. But I might have a double one of this. But it is so sweet. This is My Cup of Tea by Cross My Heart. And it has all these pretty teacups that you can stitch. Now I might try one of these teacups. The truth is, it has a lot of back stitching, and I want to see if I can stitch it without the back stitching because I don't like the back stitching. So I was thinking, if I stitch one of these and I stitch it on a beige background, the white has to come out nicely, and I wouldn't have to need all the backstitch that they put on it. So I'm gonna try that and try to stitch a cup without the backstitch, because I just find that I don't like the look of that necessarily. But I will try and figure it out, because I'd love to stitch a few teacups. But yeah, you know, we'll see. This is my Thea, which is my Dutch viewer. So thank you very much, Thea. I will see what I can do with this. Um, and most of all, thank you very much for just thinking of me and sending me this. I mean, that's just not needed, but so very kind to know that people are thinking along and coming up with ideas. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then we have some purchases. Over the past weeks, I've done several purchases, so it's not all from yesterday. This is a Renato Perolin that I bought actually about 2 months ago, but I think she was on holiday for quite a while, so I had to wait. This is autumn, so autumn leaves, and I might stitch it. I might leave it for next year, but I think it's very lovely. The patterns by Renato Perolin are so um, fine and delicate. I think he's a very delicate designer. This is a bigger one of the smalls that I made. So let me see, is this one? No. So this is a small one, and and this is the bigger one, bigger version of that. So I look forward to making a bigger one as well. I think it's so cute. It's so pretty. So I buy this from her own website, but I also see there are quite a lot of cross-stitch shops in the Netherlands who are selling her patterns. The Handwerkboutique does, het Gaerenhuysje does in Belgium. But I have bought this straight from her website, Renato Parolin. And I'm probably saying the name wrong. I am so sorry, but you know. Then my mum and I saw a lot of magic needles. So, you know my magic needle love. So I bought 2 kits. This first one I will start today. So I put it out. I'm going to start it today. Because it is this one. It is a beautiful autumn scene, and I would love to live here. I'd love to live here. But I can't, so I'm stitching it. This is a kit that has 16 count Ada in it. Often Magic Needle has 14 count. This one is a 16 count. It's just, I think it's an off-white 16 count that they've put in. And I look forward to starting this piece and stitching it. It's different than my other Magic Needle kits. They've been very flowery. Don't worry, I've also bought a flowery one. But I saw this one. We were about to leave, and we had already said to each other a million times that we were not going to buy anything else. And then I saw this one, and I said, "Oh yeah, well, I'm buying it." So, so I did, and I think it's stunning. I love the colors on this, and there were quite a lot of shops that had a stand in which they displayed finished cross-stitch pieces, and all the magic needles come out so beautifully. I didn't see this one finished, but all the others beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, happy with that purchase, and I will start that. This is another one I bought from them, which is my style, very flowery, right up my street. And this has a 14 count Ada. I saw this one finished on a 14 count Ada. It was beautiful. I am not sure if I will stitch it on a 14 count. We'll see. I've also thought about starting a magic needle on a 20 count with one strand of floss. just to see how that turns out. So I might do that with this one. So that's my other purchase. Then just some fabric, 18 count, 20 counts, all naturals, because that's what I prefer to stitch on. I don't have very bright patterns. I saw this cute one, which is from Une Croix, Le Temps d'un Thé. That's my best French for you. But it's so cute. And not very big. And then I found, you all know my UB design that I finished last time, which is the red and black and beige. I love UB design, and quite a lot of you have contacted me and said, where did you get that pattern? I got it from a shop in Germany that sold it at the time. But yesterday I saw a stand with UB design patterns, and it had a lot more than I've ever seen online. So I was stunned by it. They had so many pieces framed behind them. I was in awe. It was beautiful. And I did some shopping. I'm just thinking, I bought 3 patterns and I have only 2 here. So how is that possible? Let me just see if I can find the other one, because I should have 3. I'll be right back. I think I thought I had 3. But I did indeed have 3. So this is the first one I found. And it is very different. And you know that I like stitching different things. Now the pillow one that you see in the back is fully charted, and I can stitch that one. So that's this. This one is not fully charted. So I might have to write to UB Designs and ask them why on this pattern the sort of metal rose gate is not stitched. It's not charted anyway, and it looks stitched on the picture. So I'm going to ask them where it is, basically, because I love that one, and it was one of the reasons why I love this. But I can't find it in the pattern. But I will still stitch the back one. So this basically has 2 patterns in it. So you have the back one with the fence and the flowers, plants really, and the lights. And then you have the front one that is basically just the gate and the plants in the back here, but not the gate, this one. But I do like, it's very different, and I like that. And if you're looking on Google for UB design, because UB design is something that links to a lot of things, it's easiest to put the German word Kreuzstichmuster in as well, because then it will go to this. The second one I got, I had looked at quite a few times, and when I saw it, I just thought I'm buying it. Because I think it is, again, stunning. It's very empty at the top. I don't mind it. I think it's just beautiful the way it's charted. I don't know yet whether I will stitch with a little bit of red as well, because it's only charted in several greens. Let me just check if it's one green or, oh no, it's quite a lot of greens, a bit of black. But I might want to put some red in the rows as well, but we'll see. I think this was framed, and beautiful, so beautiful. And then this is just a little ribbon. It's so cute, just a little ribbon. So you can't frame it with glass if you put that on, but it's just Such a lovely touch. And then you all remember the piece that I made. I thought that was the only one they had in that style, and they had another one. I grabbed it. It was one of the first ones I took from the stand that they had. And I thought, oh, they have another one. And it's a Christmassy one. So I couldn't leave that, could I? And I will stitch this one, obviously. Love it. Absolutely love it. There's different ways in which you can use this. You can stitch all these squares separately and make little pillows. I can stitch it as a full piece. I don't know yet what I will do, but I'll think about that for a bit. It's just beautiful. It's called Weihnachts Patchwork. And yeah, it has lovely colors. It has quite a lot of colors in it. They chart it for DMC VH Baumwollgarden. I think that's a German one. Or MEZ Stick Twist, which again I think is a German one, but they always have DMC. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Lots of greens, red again, and beige. Not as much black, which I'm happy about. Some browns. Yeah, lovely. I'm not taking it out of the package if you don't mind. I'd like to keep it neat until I start it. So that is that. So that's a lot. You know, I've got plenty to stitch. I had a blast stitching over the past weeks, and the next weeks will be lovely. My Christmas holiday, which is 2 weeks, I will make a reproduction pattern of something that someone stitched in the 1800s, early 1800s. So that feels like such a privilege and a lovely thing to do. So yeah, happy bunny. I thank you very much for watching. I have no idea how long this has gone on, because I've had to stop the other one and then I didn't pause it, I stopped it anyway. It'll probably be over an hour. So if you stuck with me this long, thank you very much. And I hope to see you again in I hope to film a Stitch with Me next week. I would love to do that. So if I can get to that, I will see you again soon. If I don't get to that, I will see you again in about 3 weeks. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.